Kwanza-aligned legislators emerged from the parliamentary group meeting at State House with a raft of proposal to the Amendment Finance Bill 2024. Among the proposal was to drop the value-added tax on bread, removal of 2.5% motor circulation tax, and removal of 16% on sugarcane transportation, among other proposals.
Many of the amendments that have been proposed by the Finance Committee in a big way cure the numerous concerns that Kenyans had over this finance bill.
2023 bill, which is already draconian enough, but is less draconian than this one. Let us reject this bill. The 2023 bill will continue, and let us have a bipartisan approach to budget making so that we can sit down and agree on the basic minimum that must be included in that budget.
However, the new amendments are yet to be captured in the bill that went out for debate today in Parliament. If the proposed finance bill amendments come into law, fuel prices will go up as the government proposes to substitute the 2.5% motor vehicle tax with an increase in road maintenance levy. In the amendment, the road levy will be increased by 7 shillings to 25 shillings per litre.
You are going to introduce a new clause to this bill, which was not there, called road maintenance levy. And you are telling us clearly that you have not been able to collect enough levy in this year than previous year because the prices of fuel was high, and you are proposing to increase it here by 7 shillings, but I'm told, I have information that you are going to move it to 9 shillings when we come to the committee of the whole house.
You should know better that an increase in the fuel prices is contained under regulations on the Kenya Roads Board Act. And therefore, introduction of increase of fuel cannot be done on a finance bill. It is just a matter of simple logic that such an experienced legislator should know, Honorable Speaker.
The proposal are also seeking to scrap the value-added tax on financial services because banking services will be out of reach to many. The amendment bill also proposes to scrap the 16% VAT on bread.
This government is giving you with the right hand and taking with another, the left hand. Why do I say so? We are being lied to as a country that now VAT on bread is going to be reduced, which anyway was not there in the first place. You are the ones who came up with this crazy idea.
Edible oil prices are also set for a marginal increase after the government proposed elimination of a 25% excess duty but maintained the 2% levy on nut and crops directive. Increase in excess duty on telephone, internet and mobile money transfer from 15 to 20% has been dropped in the proposed amendments. However, the Finance Committee has retained the eco levy on imported diapers and sanitary pads on grounds that it will go a long way in promoting local manufacturing.
As a user, as a mother, as a woman leader, I am greatly concerned that the price of sanitary towels and diapers is not only going to affect the mothers and the users of those items, but is going to affect the budget of individual homes.
Well, let's move on. Where debates on the Finance Bill 2024 in the National Assembly lived up to its billing as members across the political divide passionately presented their views of the contentious proposed laws, while members from the majority party argued that the bill is the best fix for the economy. Those on the minority side maintain that they will reject the document in its entirety to protect Kenyans from being hoodwinked by vague amendments.
The Finance Bill.
Debate on the Finance Bill 2024 on the floor of the House on Wednesday. Proposed amendments to the bill took center stage. The majority side saying the new proposals give the bill a new face.
Honorable Speaker, this bill provides additional money to CDF, the best fund in this country. Honorable members across the divide, the best monitored, the most evaluated.
There were antagonistic clauses, Mr. Speaker, that were offensive to some Kenyans. These clauses, Mr. Speaker, have been attended to in the right place. And there are even proposals to drop some of these offensive clauses, Mr. Speaker.
Views that were opposed by the minority side, who argue that the devil may be in the details.
The bill that we read has not been amended What we are listening to is stories, Mr. Speaker. Because when we go to the committee of the whole house, what guarantee do we have that the proposals we've been told about here will pass?
Huyu mama mboga katika hii bajeti yuko wapi? Huku unasema umeondoa kuongezwa kwa ushuru wa mkate, ushuru wa tairi, lakini hapo hapo Bwana Spika umeenda nyuma umemwongezea mafuta.
The discourse was not without its fair share of drama.
Ikiwa sisi tunaongeza mpaka kwa magonjwa, tunaongeza tuna tax ugonjwa.
Akisema kwamba kuna kodi ambayo imewekwa kwa wagonjwa wa saratani. Na ningetaka kwamba anieleze ni kipengele kipi katika huu mswada ambao unaongea kuhusu hiyo.
Mama Zamzam, that is a fair challenge.
Ngoja nipe nafasi Mheshimiwa Spika, nitaiangalia kisha kipengee mahali kiko. Lakini kiko, Mheshimiwa Spika, nipigieni kelele, mimi sijali.
Honorable Zamzam, if it is in the bill, point out to the chair of the committee. If it isn't, just withdraw and move on with your other contributions.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika. Nafikiri nimechanganyikiwa na ile import duty na hii ya hospitali. Mimi nataka niwaambie kitu moja.
Honorable Zamzam.
Mheshimiwa Spika, nimekubali.
Kama haiko uiondoe alafu uendelee.
Haiko Mheshimiwa Spika, lakini
debate is set to continue through Thursday, with the members seeking to add more amendments urged to do so by Thursday afternoon.
Now, Chief Justice Martha Koome has hailed slain Principal Magistrate Monica Kivuti for her high integrity in following the law when administering justice. This comes as the Judicial Service Commission reveals that the accused person in the matter that led to the fatal shooting of the magistrate had absconded court on 7 different occasions, that is, and presented false medical documents in court.
The accused person in the case that led to the fatal shooting of Principal Magistrate Monica Kivuti was facing charges of obtaining 2.9 million shillings by false pretense. Further details from the Judicial Service Commission indicate she had failed to attend court on 7 different occasions, which include the 23rd of November 2022, 7th of March 2023, 9th of May 2023, 5th of December 2023, 7th of May 2024. A warrant of arrest was issued and cash bill forfeited. 13th of May 2024 and 30th of May 2024. Medical documents presented by her counsel for authentication would later prove false.
As there were no medical documents to prove that the accused person was indeed sick, counsel for the accused person then apologized to the court for the misinformation, stating that it was given to her by the accused person and her husband. The counsel requested for leniency and applied for reinstatement of the bond on humanitarian grounds.
This then prompted the Principal Magistrate to order that a pre-bail report be filed in court within 14 days. The accused be remanded at Langata Women's Prison. The officer in charge Langata Women's Prison to avail an ambulance to escort the accused person to hospital for treatment, and the matter be set for mention on the 27th of June 2024 for pre-bail report and hearing on the 6th of August 2024.
The Honourable Magistrate observed that the hearing of the case was being delayed due to the accused person's failure to attend court.
As a result, the magistrate was shot several times by an assailant accompanying the accused person.
The same assailant was a senior police officer. Commend the garrant officers who responded to protect the Honourable Magistrate and other court users. And in return, some of these officers sustained injuries, and one of them is still recuperating in hospital.
Henceforth, judiciary services will no longer be rendered in makeshift structures as the judiciary upscales the use of virtual courts, engage Parliament for sufficient resource allocation, expedite the completion of 4 courts within Nairobi, which include Mihango, Huruma, Kasarani and Dagoretti, in order to decongest Makadara, Milimani and Kibera law courts, restructure the Judiciary Police Unit and the Directorate of Administration and Security to address the security gaps. Meanwhile, Makadara law courts will remain closed until further notice.
Thank you, Sarafina Robi. Now, President William Ruto says that the government will build 2 common user facilities in Nairobi and Kericho to boost value addition in the tea sector. Speaking during the launch of the new tea brand called Chai Gold in Kericho County, the head of state said that the facilities, to cost 2 billion shillings, will set to improve Kenya's tea branding from the current 5% to 9% and 50% by 2029.
The tea value chain will see improvements through blending and branding initiatives spearheaded by the government in a bid to reduce raw exports and earn Kenya the much-needed foreign exchange.
That is why we are focused on ensuring that we promote our production and productivity so that we can stop imports and we can be self-sustainable and we can save our foreign currency.
This became evident during the launch of Ketepa's new brand of tea known as Chai Gold.
Vile tunaona mapato in the last consecutive, now 2022, 100 and almost 40 billion. 2023, 180 billion. 2024, 210 billion. That is a good trajectory.
President William Ruto said improving branding and value addition of tea in the country will make other countries stop repackaging Kenya's produce and selling them as their own.
Kwa miaka hii yote, hiyo chai yetu nzuri inatumika kufanya blending ya chai zingine ambazo zio maarufu na haina premium kama hii yetu, tunasaidia watu wengine kuuza chai yao.
The government and the Kenya Tea Development Agency KTDA will be working closely with tea-growing counties to contribute the 2 billion shillings to set up 2 common user facilities to serve the country.
Serikali ya Kenya nimeambiwa ya kwamba mnahitaji karibu shilingi bilioni 1.5 kuweka facility ya common user kule eastern part of the country, na hapa mnahitaji shilingi milioni 500. So hiyo ni karibu shilingi bilioni 2. Kwa hiyo bilioni 2 nyinyi mtatoa bilioni 1, sisi tutatoa bilioni 1.
The head of state acknowledging that the branding of the produce, which is currently at 5%, needs to improve to 9% in the next financial year.
Ile kilo milioni 5 munafanyia value addition kila mwaka itaongezeka kutoka kilo milioni 5 mpaka kilo milioni 15 kupitia kwa sehemu hii.
The president using the occasion to urge leaders to tour Kenya as part of their legislative agenda.
Na mimi na governor huyu, hawa wadosi wako hawa umewaintroduce hapa, waharakishe ile mambo ya kupitisha mambo ya town. Sinyinyi mko na hiyo network kama? Nimeambiwa next week bwana speaker lini? Next week? Tuesday. Aya, Tuesday kila mtu wa report kwa assembly.
This comes barely days after Treasury Cabinet Secretary Professor Njuguna Ndogo told MPs that the agricultural sector will receive 54.6 billion shillings in the next financial year to boost food security in the country and, more importantly, ensure that farmers are paid on time. Abdiaziz Hashim from Kericho County.
Thank you, Abdiaziz Hashim. And on that note, let's take a break. I'll be back with more news.
Baba, najua ukushindwa kunipatia pete ya uongozi, lakini ulihitaji nipiganie. Na mimi niko tayari mwanao.
Sasa nani huyo ananitaja Masaa? Huku kuje kwa mguu wa shoto ni nuksi tupu. Nani huyo? Jitokeze.
Mwenye amerokea wapi? Ama mpata na dharura.
What are the challenges that girls in marginalized communities go through? We are talking early marriages, we are talking poverty, cultural practices, and of course, lack of access to education.
Imagine being born in a family of parents who have no education, no formal job, no business. The animals they had have been taken away due to insecurity, so they are just left vulnerable. So by the time I was finishing Form 4, college life, I had to struggle to pay for my fees. Yes. Because already the parents have died. I've told you the story. I'll tell you the story of my parents. The parents have died. I'm there left alone with the other siblings. So I had to look for ways to survive to ensure that I get this education.
Thank you for staying with us. Let's look at business now, where the reopening of the newly renovated Terminal 1C at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport is slated for this month. The terminal is expected to ease international departures and improve traffic flow at the country's premier airport. Transport Principal Secretary Mohammed Dagar says a comprehensive overhaul of JKIA's infrastructure is underway to bring its passenger terminal and runway, taxiway, apron and airside facilities up to global standards.
Terminal 1C was closed to the public last year to allow renovation of the decades-old terminal. Before its closure, the terminal was handling about 1.2 million departures. The reconstruction of the terminal is part of a government plan to overhaul the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport in a phased-out approach. The facility has been facing many teething challenges that recently overwhelmed the airport, such as the recurrent power blackouts and leaking roofs.
We had issues with electricity, we had issues with the leakages. We have sorted that out, especially the electricity is fully sorted.
You will notice that we have taken extensive repairs at our facility. We have restored the stable power supply at all the terminals. We have also addressed some of the challenges, infrastructure challenges we have been facing, including putting up a roof canopy from Terminal 1A all the way to Terminal 1D.
The upgrade of JKIA facilities is set to benefit not just its passengers, but also its anchor tenant, Kenya Airways.
The hub is extremely critical. Actually, without a proper hub, it is impossible for us to expand. The hub that we have here at JKIA has got constraints, particularly as we continue to expand both our frequencies and our destinations.
Once the renovations are done, the capacity of JKIA is expected to jump from the current 8 to 13 million passengers annually. Transport Principal Secretary Mohammed Dagar says the reopening of Terminal 1C will help address capacity bottlenecks at JKIA.
We want a throughput of over 25 million passengers by the year 2050, and we're determined to do that by enhancing the JKIA as a premier facility.
This development coincides with the launch of Kenya Airways' 3 weekly flights to Maputo, Mozambique.
So we just relaunched the flight to Maputo this morning. It gives a lot of opportunity to connect Southern Africa to East Africa and onward to the rest of the world.
This is the third new passenger route for KQ this year, after Mogadishu, Somalia, and Eldoret in Uasin County.
Let's move on, where Kenya has embarked on a nationwide wildlife census to document the country's wildlife population and their habitats. Wildlife and Tourism Cabinet Secretary Dr. Alfred Mutua says the data obtained will be key in guiding future conservation, that is, and management of wildlife resources to minimize human-wildlife conflict.
The government has earmarked over 200 million shillings for a second nationwide wildlife census, which is set to conclude in June 2025. The funds allocated will help support advanced methodologies including satellite imagery, GPS tracking and drone surveys.
This team will not only be looking for wildlife, they will be looking for any illegal activity going on. They will georeference and produce them in maps that will produce at the end of the exercise.
This data is critical for us in our planning and in whatever we need to do. We are going to use the data to identify important wildlife areas, and also it will also guide us in establishing conservancies, inform protected areas and ecosystems, wide management plans, and also it will help us in our reviewing our wildlife strategy and the current review of Wildlife Act.
During the launch in Narok County, Mutua noted that the National Wildlife Census 2024 will be key in advancing the country's conservation agenda, setting the country on the global stage as local leaders expressed optimism on strides made in wildlife conservation and community involvement.
We want to know their location. We also want to know their behavior, whether we are reducing or increasing the numbers.
We are experiencing serious human wildlife conflict across the landscape. So as we count these animals, we're bringing information on the table to be able to support government and be able to guide us into the resources that we can be able to tap.
This comes 3 years after the first ever National Wildlife Census, which revealed a 5% steady growth in elephant population to 36,280 from a low of 20,000 in 1989 due to poaching.
A look at sports now, where Kenya has been pulled with Brazil and Japan yet again in the 2024 Paris Olympic Games to be held from next month in France. The draw was conducted yesterday in Bangkok after 12 teams to the 16th edition were confirmed this week.
Malkia strikers will face Brazil, Poland and Japan at the Paris 2024 Olympic Games after the draw conducted in Thailand. Pool A has France, USA, China and Serbia, while Pool C comprises of Italy, Turkey, Netherlands and Dominican Republic. The Olympic volleyball tournaments at Paris 2024 will be played under a new format starting with 3 round-robin pools of 4. The pool winners, the pool runners-up and the 2 best-ranked third-place teams would advance to the quarterfinals for the start of the single elimination bracket that will lead to the semi-finals and eventually to the medal matches to determine the Olympic podium. The Paris 2024 volleyball matches will be held at the South Paris Arena in the French capital from 27th July to 11th August in a search for the 16th Olympic volleyball champions.
Now, the newly crowned FKF Premier League champions Gor Mahia FC lost their 3rd match of the season after being beaten 4-2 by Talanta FC at the Kasarani Stadium. Talanta has now moved to the 14th position with 37 points, escaping the relegation zone after that win. In other matches, Tusker defeated Posta Rangers 2-1, while Kakamega Homeboys defeated visitors Moranga Seals by a solitary goal. Sofapaka drew 1-1 with Nairobi City Stars, while Bidco United lost 3-0 against Shabana FC. Muhoroni Youth thrashed the already relegated Nzoia Sugar 6-0. The 2023-24 FKF Premier League season ends this Sunday.
Aguero kisigino kitamu kweli. Ile 1v1 dhidi ya mchezaji. Petro anaileta ndani. Upewe nini hata? Freda Mbani, kakake Boniface Mbani. Nafasi sasa ile nzuri. Jericho Tanga.
Well, that's where we end the news this morning. Thank you so much for your time. My name is Maria Ambo. Coming up next is DJ Unique and Vivian Degwa to take you through the rest of Good Morning Kenya.
missing out, me can't wait just to get to you. Take the vibe I'm giving you and run with it and say it's true. Come again and say that you do. Baby girl, next to me you make me shine. Say you clear, no waste my time. Speaking from me heart and mind. Girl, you stuck up in my mind. Are you truly mine? Give me the sign. I need to know, I need to know. Girl, you truly take me high. Not the marijuana high. This type of the loving is the kind me need up in my life. Girl, you truly bring me light. I got my angel now, and I need you to stay. Me can't wait just to get to you. Take the vibe I'm giving you and run with it and say it's true. Come again and say that you do. Talk to me see it in your eyes. Love like no kind. Pretty girl, she make me feel fly. Give me love, the love she give me so fine. Say that you're mine, girl, your loving is alright. Don't need you in my head, I need you in my bed. Tell me that you're feeling the same way. Believe me when I say I found my answer.
Rough, rugged and raw. MVP, R-E-Z-O. Now I kill it at 25P-R-E-Z-Z-O. A year in the game now, nimefanya big things, nimefanya mambo. 2004, I loaded my ammo. Na sasa ni wakati wa war, sio mchezo. My MCs, quick, lay down on the floor. Robbie, come on, pass the hydro. Wacha nimpige, who you critic, rough, rugged and raw. Who you critic, heroes. So how dare you compare red sun with the why should I be jealous and yet action I bring? Whenever I roll in straight up, I'm on the scene like loud. So do you feel me now? I took you all by surprise, now you asking how? Yeah. Do I do what I do when I do it? You must be blind because it's visible, I'm good at it. MVP, R-E-Z-O. Women are up, women is seeing.
Wow, wow. That is such a TBT by Jaguar and Ziki. That's such a TBT. I can't remember the last time I heard that song. But it's such a beautiful, beautiful song. Yes, this is Entertainment Thursday right here on Good Morning Kenya, and we are back. My name is Vivian Degwa, and I am with Unique the DJ. Now, right now, we will be getting into what has been trending, what has been on trends on Twitter, on Instagram, on them socials, that is. And I want to begin with some sad news that I'm sure each and every one of you has bumped into, and that is the loss of Fred Omondi. Now, the entire entertainment industry is in mourning after the death of Fred Omondi, who is a comedian and brother to Eric Omondi. Now, police report revealed that he died from an accident. You know, he was on a boda and accidentally the boda got to collide head on with a matatu, and that's how Fred Omondi lost his life. And we want to send our very deepest and heartfelt condolences to Fred Omondi's family and his entire fans. Now, if there's one thing that is trending right now and has been trending that we cannot fail to mention, has to be the hashtag reject finance bill. Now, it has been trending throughout, you know, the entire week, and this week it has actually been really amplified, and we've seen people take to the streets to demonstrate on that hashtag, that is reject the finance bill. And we've had a lot of influencers and creatives also taking part in it, you know, most of them showing up for the demos. And actually people have decided that if you are not showing up for them, then they boycott whatever it is that you sell, or whatever it is that you get to speak about, you know. I don't know what you feel about that, because for some, they really have their own ways of working on that. What do you feel about people choosing to boycott the creatives of influencers who are not speaking about the finance bill at the moment?
You know, people, they had already believed in those guys. Maybe walikuwa najua, maybe at one time or another watakuwa maybe on the same line with them. Lakini maybe wamefika mahali wakaona, these guys, we support them, but tukitaka support yao, they're not there to support us, unaona. So I don't know.
Yeah, but I feel some people are so harsh on these influencers. Yeah. You know, I was seeing messages being sent to Kate Actress because her number was also leaked, you know, and people were like, where was Sijui, nini, nini. Actually, Kate Actress has put out like an apology. Yeah. You know, like she's put out an apology out there to just apologize for whatever you guys feel like she's done wrong, because she still insists that she's part of the people, she's always been a voice of the people, and all that. So I feel like some of us are really overdoing it, you know, when we are really going hard on the influencers for not doing what you expect them to do. Yeah, but to each their own. Now, of the...
but also, at the end of the day, everybody has an opinion yake.
Yeah.
You know, so you don't need to force someone to accept what you're promoting, no?
Exactly. Yeah. We all have our own opinions, so let's not crucify some of these influencers when you feel like they're not doing right by you. Anyway, as I said, most influencers are on that hashtag and supporting it, but we have two who have really come out to be on the other side. You know, we have KRG, who is in full support of the finance bill, and we also have Kasipul, who also spoke out and said that, you know what, I am in full support of this entire finance bill. Now, people have their own opinions out here, but that's definitely something that is trending at the moment and will be trending, especially because today is also one of those days that has been set aside by the demonstrators to demonstrate. So wherever you are, I hope that you'll be staying safe. Moving on to what has been trending on them socials, and this is some good news. We have the Harambee Starlets, the junior team, have made it to the World Cup. They got to qualify after beating Burundi 2-0, and they are making history. They will be at the World Cup. That is the Harambee Junior Starlets. Congratulations to them. What do you feel about that?
And that's good. That's a good progress, because actually, in the past, like football ya Kenya imekuwa like haijakuwa place ilikuwa kitambo. But for now, the way we are going, we are actually improving. Yeah.
And the ladies are really doing well. I hope that we can give them even more support.
True.
Because most of the times when we're talking about football, we really don't think about the women's football. We really don't look at the ladies' football. Hata watu wanaendanga kuwatch match ya madem kweli, not as much. So I hope that we start giving them enough support. We show up for their games whenever they are playing. And then that's the kind of support that we need to give them in order to motivate them even more.
True.
Because you see the things that they are doing. It's such a beautiful thing to witness, and we really hope that when they get to the World Cup, they're going to be doing really, really well. You know, but them being there, qualifying for it is more than enough. We are really proud of them. Another thing that has been trending, I don't know, Unique, what your friends do for you when it's your birthday?
Birthday?
Wanafanyanga anything? Do they even remember your birthday?
The last time, kitu wali surprise na ni kunimwagia maji.
I hate that thing. Mimi on my birthday, do not dare kunimwagia maji.
Actually, my birthday is coming date 24.
24th of this month?
This month, yes.
Yes. We are June babies.
Yes.
So, watakumwagia maji.
At least maybe circle yangu pia friends ni change wale kumwanga maji at least hizi.
Uliwakata off last year.
Wezi kuna nimwagie tu maji na hata gift unipatii.
I know, right? Who came up with that thing of kumwagiana maji? Like, kwanza with guys, you know, like males, mnamwagiananga maji chafu, I don't know. I'm just like, why on someone's birthday, between someone's birthday, you want to pour dirty water on them? Come on. Anyway, how I came up with that story is because Aziad got to celebrate her 24th birthday just the other day.
Yeah.
And, well, her friends were sending her big monies. Let me call it monies. All right, we take a break and then we come back to continue with this story.
Kikohozi cha muda wowote, kutokwa na jasho kwa wingi usiku, uchungu kwenye kifua, afya kudhoofika, tafuta matibabu.
He's loyal, but I believe he can be swayed.
Nitajua vile nitadeal na yeye.
Do you want to file a formal complaint?
And say what? That he held my hand?
Where is she? That sister of ours, Christabel.
Unajua, token mita yako inahitaji system update. Ni rahisi na ni free. Ukipata ujumbe kutoka Kenya Power, yani SMS, weka kodi ya kwanza kureset, alafu weke kodi ya pili kuupdate ili token mita yako iendelee kufanya kazi kama kawaida. Update token mita yako. Ujumbe huu umeletwa kwako na Kenya Power and Lighting Company.
What goes aloud comes aloud. I have to follow joke and you mad at me.
Can you hold your horses, Kinyanjui? Jeez.
It's all right, Shisha, you don't need to explain.
Explain? Teacher, of course I have to. I wanted to tell you everything, but Chris was here, so I had to, to chillax.
You know what would make me really happy? If you just chillaxed until the lesson is over. I apologize. I got to pull off.
It's a key, short and sweet.
While I appreciate the effort, I feel like you're trying a bit too hard, and unfortunately, I have the answer.
No one asked you about your personal life. I was just being welcoming.
we are back from that commercial break. And before we went for that break, I was asking about your birthdays and what your friends get to do for you for your birthdays. And the reason why I was talking about this, I had just mentioned Azzy had celebrated her 24th birthday over the week, and her friends were splashing money on her. Okay, not literally, but they were sending her money on her M-Pesa. And she was good money. She was actually, she was actually sending the screenshots, you know, from the messages, from the M-Pesa messages. And she received 70,000 from one friend. She received 120,000 shillings from another friend. And I was like, wow. I should recheck my list of friends.
let me speak to my fans. My friends and my fans, but they are going to come 24th. But please, can you do something?
Look at what other friends are doing for their friends. Just look at what other friends are doing, and then you rethink, and then you play like you.
Yeah, exactly.
Lakini, do you also send people money? Because you can't be sent money if you don't send money. Sometimes you send.
Yeah.
Sasa wale unatumianga ndo expect wakutumia.
Hao ndo naongelesha hapo sasa hivi kama.
All right, moving on now. Victoria Kimani is set to release her 5th studio album next month, and in preparation to that, she has just released her 2nd single off of the album, which is a collaboration with a Ugandan artist by the name Joshua Baraka, and the song is My Shine. It is a beautiful song, and I just cannot wait for the entire album to be out next month so that we can just get into the album and get to enjoy the music. And winding up on our trends this morning is Juice Party.
Yeah.
Juice, is it Juice? Juice. Whichever it is, but it's normally written Juice, and that's how
but the way
Abel pronounces it. Juice. Yes. So the Juice Party went down in Eldoret. It was actually a sold-out show. And I'm always very excited to see this shows selling out, because it just shows that our industry is really, really growing. That you can just go and sit down and watch someone tell you stories, and just, it is so beautiful, you know, and just to see how much support we got we are now giving our creatives. It's beautiful to witness, and that's the way to go if we want our entertainment industry to grow, and that is what we are all about.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
All right, so now we'll get into some mixes. DJ, I don't know what you have in store. Umetutoa kwa throwback before we got into the trends.
Yeah.
So what do we have in store?
We have, actually, you've mentioned about Victoria Kimani. There's a song I released like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
It's called Inconsistent.
Okay, that's the first one off of the album.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, you'll be having that as well?
Yes.
All right. This is where we get into the mixes of the day before we get to start with our interviews.
the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. I want to show you that my Father did it. Nipigaranda, Nikola ini, nikipikta nifanya mimi nisije mwamini. He has a reason for my smile. He has a reason every day and part time. Ananipenda si deny. Yesu na majamo tena say to Allah. He got a good plan to prosper, not to perish. Yesu amini keep niko fresh, says he perish. Wanjili ni furahia daily cherish. Kanipa favor na neema. He got a reason and a purpose for the season. Mashida skini fata ni kama mimi seasoni. Again a reason and a purpose for the season. Baraka nani fatu subuhi hadi jioni. He got a reason and a purpose for the season. Mashida skini fata ni kama mimi seasoni. Again a reason and a purpose for the season. Baraka nani fatu subuhi hadi jioni. Hata nipitie mashida gani, kitu najua ni wazi ya mema. Hata nipitie manoma gani, kitu najua ni wa uzima. Mambo mbaya, mipango ya Mungu binadamu hawezi katiza. Mipango ya Mungu binadamu hawezi elewa. He got a good plan to prosper, not to perish. Yesu amini keep niko fresh, says he perish. Wanjili ni furahia daily cherish. Kanipa favor na neema. He got a reason and a purpose for the season. Mashida skini fata ni kama mimi seasoni. Again a reason and a purpose for the season. Baraka nani fatu subuhi hadi jioni. He got a reason and a purpose for the season. Mashida skini fata ni kama mimi seasoni. Again a reason and a purpose for the season. Baraka nani fatu subuhi hadi jioni.
Tetanize ya maneno kushawishi moyo, yalivyotenda mapenzi kuyakurupukia tena siwezi. Kidogo nitoe uhai usione na kuringia, nayaogopa mapenzi. Mapenzi hayajakamilika, mapenzi ni maridhiano, imani na nia. Mapenzi ni mawasiliano, nami na maswali mengi kwako. Kilichokutenganisha na ex wako, sema unanipenda na ujamaanisha hivi. Umenipendeani, sema umenipendeani, sema basi umenipendeani, sema umenipendeani.
Mood yangu iko mali yake, tafash kwa saini kitu staki. Smile imejaza uso mzima, pressure zote nimemaliza. Stress iko chini kabisa, radio yote chafu nasafisha. Kuna noma naituliza, flus imekatika na kushikisha. Tembea na moral wecheka, msote likifunga toka jela. Mimi niko hapa ona nikitamba, mimi nasikia raha tu nikiimba. Nasikia raha, 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 nasikia raha. Usiwe vibe kaimejipa, tafadhali kapaleni yako kabisa. Niko na alaji ya mood mbaya, anytime nikute nikicheka sana. Maisha ni moja isiriaso, hakuna ingine tuongeze wakando. Mimi na enjoy, no man avoid. Yes, soli yangu inanipatia joy, inanipeleka dunia mzima. Passport sahi ni katisa, na zurura ona nikitamba. Mimi nasikia raha tu nikiimba. Nasikia raha, nasikia raha, nasikia raha, nasikia raha, nasikia raha, nasikia raha, nasikia raha.
Kuna kiaroma kinakam toka inside, ambaye nimekisoma kinakandiki delicious. Kwele imejaa na imelishwa kitingizwa, inatingika tingika divas ni divalicious. Badilika mama kuja kukupick up, mbona sona baki home na mimi ndo your big man. We piga smile mimi ndo nitalipia picha na dina na di malaika na nilia di ya maana tips.
Yani malaika 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 yeah, malaika malaika malaika, yani malaika 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 yeah, malaika malaika malaika. Nasema difa anataka dina, anataka di, eti kama nikupeleke dina, nikubless na di. Nasema difa anataka dina, anataka di, eti kama nikupeleke dina.
hata mchana hapo ni excited. Kama huyo mchana ngoja mini excited. I was looking at you cause you were looking at me. Ooh, can't you see that this is chemistry? Macho yako yanameta kama star. Na umbo lako lanifanya ulala. And if you like me and what you see, I can organize some privacy. Cause you are deadly, shapely, sexy. Especially when you move around to the sound, you come around eventually. Deadly, shapely, sexy. Especially when you move around to the sound, you come around eventually. Are you feeling as good as I'm feeling tonight? Cause if you're feeling this good, then why you so uptight? I'm like Superman, I hear kryptonite. I'm like a barking dog that does not bite. You see, nameless got a weakness. What weakness? When I see the damsel in distress, inaonekana umenipa mote. Cause I cannot stop this stupidity. Cause you are deadly, shapely, especially when you move around. Some of the sound, some around, eventually. Deadly, shapely, especially when you move around. To the sound, come around. Tunakubali, tunakubali, tunakubali confeso, tunakubali, 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 tunakubali confeso, tunakubali. Flow inauliza na hii track inakubali, sauti sawa na hii mic imekubali, so iko power na mafansa mekubali, swaga na yata madema mekubali, kuteka tamu kachipoka kikubali, kuweka tamu tapune tolikubali, tira kama timi nakubali, mtina kubwa walisa kubali. Tunakubali, tunakubali, tunakubali confeso, tunakubali, 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 tunakubali confeso, tunakubali. Nimekubali umalizaga drinks nikifika kwenye party. I'm not a sock, nimefiatu kiasi. Hence the name Mad Tracks aka Mad. Kuiba chats, nimekubali. Kungara what, nimekubali. Kansoli ikifika mambo yote kwisa. Nifunge tu bingu tu wengine na waibisha. Tunakubali, tunakubali, tunakubali confeso, tunakubali, tunakubali.
Niko na one life to live, mimi nataka muni celebrate. Niko na one life to live, mimi nataka muni celebrate. Leo tunadorime faso la dijo. Tuko pamoja na mnataka tunado. Leo ni makelele ni kesho. Leo ni dorime. Tunadorime.
memories rebuilding. With the girl there, them chilling. We back full of dollars, not shillings. On the beat, Michelle.
Nairobi mpaka Bagamoyo anataka kunichumbia. Sasa nalishwa na vishwa na ugeshwa, tena nalindwa napendwa, yule si wa kuficha. Picha kule kule watapata tabu sana, macho mbele mbele ananipenda sana. Hakuna pingamizi kwetu, hakuna marama huku kwetu, hatuna maneno huku kwetu, tunapendana kikwetu. Akaka moyo kangu nijipe, nijipe. Ukinipenda sana nijipe, nijipe. Akaka moyo kangu nijipe.
Inataka sana
Baba, najua ukushindwa kunipatia pete ya uongozi, lakini ulihitaji niipiganie, na mimi niko tayari mwanao.
Sasa nani huyo ananitaja masaa? Huku kuja kwa mguu wa shoto ni nuksi tupu. Nani huyo? Jitokeze.
Munyanya amerokea wapi? Ama mpata na dharura?
Maji ni uhai, maji ni haki yako.
Je, unajua kwamba wizi wa maji ni uhalifu unaoathiri sisi sote? Hata hivyo, wateja wengi wa maji husalia kimya bila kufahamu madhara yake.
Pole chabu nete vikombe vya mosongo. Kenyanjui, what do you want?
We. Mbosire gwe. Usinjaribu kutumia njina yangu in vain gwe.
Atito, you have forgotten your famous quote. Wacha niende msiniambukise ujinga.
Please, just let's leave it, okay? Now, where are the rest?
Wasreb, tunaadhimisha miaka 20 ya udhibiti wa huduma za maji.
Kwani mimi nugu sikosi nguvu baby girl mi ukula njugu bad to the bone lazima nikunywe supu shake that thing hadi upigwe marufuku kaende kifo cha mende unaninyonya kama maembe na tembe kimbuku vitu zetu usiseme wacha wapaki wakidhani kuna venye peleka juu That's what in as I tell bombastic side. Chavuka boda na piga maitopia. Kanivo 20 tupate tukichoma. Pigi ya pedi ya kuje na keroma. Hizi mamoshi zinatibu mpaka homa. Madem wanapaka hina na ma foundation. Wanasema right now to my location. Wanasema sina huanga na formation. Mpesa confirmation leo celebration. Tuko area. Chiki vile dobe metubeba. Tingisha kichwa tuwangeba. Ule dema kohanda sa bebeba. Zitoke mkono na mabega. Tetebeka kauna malaria. Shingo kando komengenya. Chikune ni kauna bakteria. Alafu
Texting, juggling, he all over your phone all night. It's your love, you're juggling, he don't know that you've been on mine. I'm the only man you want it. Happy fall away your highs. All night till the morning. We got about 3 hours, leave your phone alone. He be guessing what goes down when we be all alone.
Flexing, come from the western. Tell him stop texting, troubling you. I'm fly, he's on the pesting. Interesting, money off a double car we're spending. Stepped in, bowling like the 10 pin. Groovy, movie high spending. Painting name Madison, but I want the bread. Nah. Paranoid, I got to pat it down. I be the man like Zaga's out. I said I be the man like Zaga's out.
Texting, juggling, he all over your phone all night. It's your love, you're juggling, he don't know that you've been on mine. I'm the only one you want it. Happy fall away your highs. All night till the morning. We got about 3 hours, leave your phone alone. He be guessing what goes down when we be all alone.
Million phone light every time me go live on stage, that's the way me live. But no texting matter of fact, no phones allowed from you coming on me crib. Me I cut to the chase and go straight to the biz. Kiss up on your neck and me and give you some it is. We can have a party baby, we can have a party. Make you blow the candles and then you make your wishes. Know you have your man, but guess what, something off the game. We can work it out as best as possible you day. We can have a party, anything you want for call it. And when I for call it, cheating news and let entertain.
Texting, juggling, he all over your phone all night. It's your love, you're juggling, he don't know that you've been on mine. I'm the only one you want it. Happy fall away your highs. All night till the morning. We got about 3 hours.
All right, and we are back. I am sure that you are enjoying the music so far, courtesy of DJ Unique. Myself, I know that I'm having a blast over here. So I hope that it is the same for you from wherever it is that you're watching us from. Now we get into our interview. And today I am joined by one lovely lady by the name Angela Washuka. And Angela is a co-founder. She is the co-founder of the Bookbank, and she's here to talk to us about NBO Lit Festival. What's up?
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. Thank you for joining us.
We're so excited to be here.
First of all, let's start by talking about what the Bookbank is all about before we get into NBO Lit Fest.
Bookbank is a social impact firm that my co-founder and I put together in 2018. That's when we began our work. My co-founder is an author, a published author. She published a book that did really well in this market, in the Kenyan market, The Havoc of Choice. Her name is Wanjiru Koinange. And several years ago, both of us have worked in the creative industries all our lives, from working with musicians, and my particular background was working with authors, and specifically publishing African authors at an outfit called Kwani Trust, which quite a huge portion of your audience may remember, we used to put on all sorts of shows, poetry, literary festivals, all sorts of book readings, anything related to literature we did, and of course publishing of books. During that time when I was working there and when Jiro was working as the producer of a festival that we were running called the Kwani Lit Fest, we walked into the Macmillan Memorial Library. I don't know if you've been to that library ever, but it's... I have. You have?
Yeah.
Great. It's Nairobi's oldest. It was opened in 1931. And we walked in there hoping to have what we're now having this year, the Literary Festival, hosted in that building. Long story short, we found the building to be in quite a dire state. And that's where our interest on the possibility of restoring public libraries began. And that's how Bookbank was born.
Okay. So now with Bookbank, you also are hosting the NBO Lit Fest, and this will be your 3rd edition.
Yes.
So tell me about NBO Lit Fest, because I feel I love the idea of it. Like it's a festival, but inside a library.
Yes.
Tell me about it.
3 libraries, thankfully. So NBO Lit Fest, obviously NBO for Nairobi.
Yeah.
So we wanted to start a literary festival that was synonymous with the city, that we could name after the city, hence the naming NBO Lit Fest. And of course, lit is for literature and then festival. So NBO Lit Fest is what I like to call our COVID baby. We started it in 2020 during lockdown. So the very first gathering that we had was actually virtual. We had all sorts of writers participating from across the world, but everything, as you can remember, was being done on screens.
Yeah.
So that was our very first edition. The second edition and our very first physical one was last year. We brought together about, I want to say maybe about 30 writers from across East Africa and the continent. And we hosted that in libraries. And then this is our 3rd edition. It's an expanded idea. This year, for the first time, we have partnered with Hay Festival, which is one of the oldest festivals in the world. They have a 38-year history of gathering writers from across the world. And so we've joined forces, and we're very, very excited because it means that we're able to attract through that partnership to our city writers from all over the world. So our numbers are going higher. The libraries that we're using are getting more users. The programs that we're offering have expanded. We're offering a total of, I think, 30 sessions in total this year. And we're looking roughly at about 50 to 55 authors in total.
Amazing. So I want you to paint that picture for us. How does it look like? Like, what does a literature festival look like? Just paint that picture for some of those people who've never really heard of it, have never gotten to witness it or experience it.
Yeah.
Just give us a picture of how that looks like. What happens?
We like to play with the format, and we like to insert as much as possible what's happening in the creative sector. And that's why we call our festival a festival of ideas. So the idea is that we have a lot of writers sharing ideas, sharing their fiction, non-fiction, poetry, all sorts of writing that they're doing. But we've also invited thought leaders who are talking about things like climate change, about identity, about things that are happening in the world to do with wars, to do with just kind of general current affairs. But the way that it looks like is we start off with an opening reception where we welcome all our partners from both Nairobi and beyond on a Thursday evening. We kick off on a Thursday evening from the 27th of June until the 30th of June. The second day, which is probably one of my favorite, a Friday, is exclusively a Children's Day. So we are going to be at Kaloleni Library, which is the first library that we ever restored in 2020. We've restored this into a beautiful library catering to children. So we're taking all our children activities there. We're going to have everything from storytelling sessions by a very popular storyteller from Kaloleni called Opa Agunda. We're going to be carrying out film screenings, all sorts of play activities for children. We're going to have an activity called Africa Story Box Time. We're going to have what we're calling kiddie masterclasses for kids to learn how to express themselves or just provide that space for creativity for children. When we wrap up Friday, we wrap it up with a big concert for the kids. And then on Saturday, we are at Eastlands Library, which is in Makadara, same compound as the Makadara Huduma Center. So Saturday and Sunday we're there. And those 2 days we have a mix of master classes, panel conversations, readings, concerts, all sorts of discussions. So it's panel after panel, discussion after discussion, performances. And while you're doing that, you're also free to browse the collections that we've added to these libraries. We've added 19,000 new books, very contemporary and fresh.
Wow.
And the idea is that you can walk into a public library that's been restored with very young people in mind, and that's resourced, that has Wi-Fi. It's a really great place to come and learn new ideas, to come and listen to some of the people that you read, but also to really enjoy a spruced up space.
I love the idea of involving children, you know, I love it. So what exactly inspired that, you know, having to not just deal with the adults, but also involving kids in this particular festival?
I think that we often overlook, in general, for children, the need for exposure to creativity and how that impacts everything from improving literacy levels to just making them generally interested in a world that's beyond everything that we experience every day. So children have been a fundamental part of how we program. And some of the programs that we run throughout the year, not just the NBO Lit Fest, center children. We have opportunities for kids to come in during school holidays, and they can partake in activities from homework clubs where they get help with their homework, to something that we call Playbank, which is where we encourage you to step away from your books, and we provide toys and other games. You can play Ludo, Kenya at 50, Kati, if that's what you're into. But the idea is that creativity and critical thought development also comes from things outside of just studying books all the time.
That's true.
So we like to work with kids in a myriad of ways. We encourage them to play, we encourage them to express themselves, but we also provide the skills and access to information that is necessary for them to develop an interest in the creative sector. I think you would have remembered that one of the greatest losses that we've had in our national curriculum is the removal of creativity. It's slowly making its way back, but for public libraries, we found it very useful to step into that gap so that kids can also come to the library and learn things like play a musical instrument, come and take voice lessons, and do some visual art if that's what you're into. If you want to do some drawing, you can do that. So we really think of public libraries as spaces where you can provide all of these channels and all these ways for both children and adults to express themselves.
Yeah. What gave you that push to work on, or to put your efforts in trying to refurbish some of these libraries? What pushed you to that point?
Well, you know, like I said, my co-founder and I have worked in this sector for a very long time. And obviously you're a member of this sector. It's not a sector that's been treated as well as it could have. The potential for the creative industries, I think, to provide gateways for employment, but also just an avenue for people to express themselves, is something that's been really underserved in this country. Creativity, the creative sector in general, contributes, I want to say, approximately 5% to our GDP. But we've got to think about spaces where people can go to that that are not driven or not determined by access to how much money you have. And public libraries really, really provide critical infrastructure for people to do that. So I think that they're important. And we as Bookbank think that public libraries is like crucial social infrastructure.
All right, I'll cut you short on that. We take a break and then we come back and continue with the conversation.
Sure.
Let's take a break.
Thank you.
kikohozi cha muda wowote, kutokwa na jasho kwa wingi usiku, uchungu kwenye kifua, afya kudhoofika, tafuta matibabu. Labda ni TB ni ugonjwa wa kweli, ukipimwa matibabu yapo utapona. Daktari kwa ushauri, tumia dawa kwa nidhamu, elimu tupashane, tupige vita TB. Pimwa TB, tibiwa ishi poa.
This World Blood Donor Day, join us in celebrating 20 years of giving. Thanks to blood donors, I'm here today. Your donations gave me a second chance.
Baba, najua ukushindwa kunipatia pete ya uongozi, lakini ulihitaji niipiganie. Na mimi niko tayari mwanao.
Sasa nani huyo ananitaja masaa? Huku kuje kwa mguu wa shoto ni nuksi tupu. Nani huyo? Jitokeze.
Mwenye amerokea wapi? This message is brought to you by the Kenya Blood Transfusion and Transplant Service.
In 1976, the government of Kenya hatched a plan to construct a major hydroelectric dam at the confluence of Suamri in West Pokot. Until 10 years later, that's when the project started after many controversies. And in 1991, the project was handed over to the government of Kenya by the French contractor. To many, this was a white elephant project, dodged by so many controversies and shrouded in corruption. 31 years later, Takwel Hydroelectric Power Dam is still standing. And this week on Inside Government, we are talking to the Managing Director of Kerio Valley Development Authority, the managers of this dam. He'll be explaining to us what is the future of this dam, as well as what the dam is doing to improve the socio-economic livelihood of the locals here in West Pokot County.
And the dam is 60 kilometers square, that is massive, covering two constituencies, that is Kapenguria and Kacheliba. And I can tell you it's the lifeline of the
And we are back. Thank you for staying with us. In case you're just tuning in, this is Good Morning Kenya Entertainment Thursday. And I'm joined by Angela Washuka. Angela is here to talk to us about the NBO Lit Festival. In case you're new to that, that's new to you rather, Lit Festival stands for Literature Festival. And it's a festival for people. Yeah? So Angela, you were just telling me why you got the push or the urge to come forth and start refurbishing some of these libraries that have been there for years. Yeah.
So, like I explained, when we walked into the Macmillan Memorial Library on Banda Street, which is Nairobi's oldest library, and found it to be in quite a dire condition, we really started to ask ourselves questions about, that were also informed by our background. Like I said, I'd been working in publishing, and by then it had been at least 7 years of publishing very exciting Kenyan and other voices. And the question at that point for me became, where does that work sit, right? And if collections in our public libraries or the condition of the physical building of public libraries looks like this, where does this work sit? Where do people get to access this information in a way that's not driven by their socioeconomic status even, right? Because public libraries have had a long history of providing access to information and experiences, and if not for free, then just for a nominal fee.
Yeah.
So Wanjiru and I were then inspired by a piece that she wrote digging into the history of that building. It's a very unique building, the Macmillan. It's the only building in Kenya that's protected by its own specific act of parliament. And it's a law from the 1930s. And so when the person that it's named after, Macmillan, died, his wife built the building in his honor. And then it was bequeathed to the residents of Nairobi under the care of what is now the Nairobi City County. So when we started to look at the network of libraries, not just the Macmillan, but other public libraries, we found that sadly the condition was the same throughout. And that's what really informed our curiosity, which led us down a hole of trying to figure out if you were trying to do a sort of public-led process of restoring public libraries, who do you talk to? What forms do you sign? You know, what is the process? It took us a couple of years to figure all of that out, but eventually we did manage to get into a partnership with the county, City County of Nairobi, and since then, we then worked with the community in Kaloleni, including having them be the contractors and the laborers for fixing this building. We fixed Kaloleni Library, and then we moved on pretty quickly to Eastlands Library, which is in Makadara, and then now our next project is the Macmillan Memorial Library.
Some people say that Kenyans don't have that urge to read books or the history of reading books. What do you feel about that? We feel like some say that nowadays most people don't really read books as much. You know, some would opt to listen to what's the name of this?
Audiobooks.
Yeah, audiobooks. Yeah. Some would opt to just listen to audiobooks rather than read books. Do you feel like we still have that culture of reading as a people of this nation?
I do. I do feel like we have a strong reading culture. And in fact, the idea that Kenyans don't read, I'm not even sure that is something based on data or fact. When we look at the data, it tells us otherwise. There was an author from South Sudan called Taban Lo Liong, who talked about this idea of East Africa being a literary desert, which is actually where this idea that Kenyans don't read come from. But I'm personally, as someone who's worked in publishing, don't mind if people want to absorb information in different ways. If you want to listen to it and that's what rocks your boat, well and good. If you want to read the pages of a book, that's well and good. For me, it doesn't really matter how you absorb the information. It's that there's absorption of the information happening. And again, looking back at the data, the 3 libraries that I've referenced, since we started work on these libraries, we've had a rise, a sharp increase of 243% more usage than we did at the beginning. 60,000 people walked in through the doors last year. 24,000 people took part in some of the programs that I'm telling you about, including that festival that we referenced from last year. So the data is telling us otherwise. I think the challenge for producers of any sort of content, books included, is to go where the audiences are, as opposed to seeing all these different channels and ways of absorbing information as a threat.
So with LitFest, what exactly are you hoping to get out of it, you know, in the long run? What's your goal with LitFest?
We have big goals. Central to our goal, obviously, is that hosting this literary festival in public libraries is informed by our desire to make public libraries basically popping, to make them the place that people want to come to use Wi-Fi, to have access to information and all sorts of things. So more foot traffic coming into public libraries, using the resources in public libraries is always a joy, a source of joy for us. I think also the more that people use the facilities that are now available. I know you have a band from Juja coming on just now to talk about their new album. We provide opportunities for creative expression like that. If you want to put on a concert at Eastlands Library, there's a stage for you to do that. Children do that often at the end of every holiday program. So more people using public libraries. I think public libraries also continuing to be resourced and to be supported as centers that give equal access to everyone. That's super important. And I think in a country like ours, where you have such growing inequality, and a city like Nairobi, where you see so much new construction going on, but a very shrinking public space, and less allocation of social infrastructure, then the existing infrastructure that we have, from social halls to public libraries, which is ours, becomes more and more important. And we need to use these spaces and to make them the kind of spaces that encourage critical thinking, that encourage people to have access to new ideas and new experiences, to creative expression, because ultimately there are civic spaces, and we have to utilize them, and we choose to use them in these ways.
Absolutely, and that's such a good way to utilize them, you know.
Thank you.
Now, this is your third edition, as I had mentioned earlier. You mentioned that the first edition was strictly online because of COVID-19, right? Then you had the second one in 2020, that's last year, right? And then now this is the third one. So how different will this be from, I'll not ask from the first one, because obviously the first one was on the screens. So how different will it be from last year's event?
We're super excited to actually be able to grow our footprint, if you like. So for this edition, last year we focused a lot more on authors that were regional and also continental. This year we've been able to go way beyond that. We have writers participating from Brazil, from the UK, from the US, from Nigeria, from Libya, from Palestine. We have so many authors participating from so many different places, and we're so excited also that this festival has attracted the participation of some of the best writers producing work today. Bernardine Evaristo is a Booker Prize winner. David Olushoga is a prize winner. Aminata Fona is a prize winner. Taya Selassie is a prize winner. And closer to home, we're really excited also to be able to bring some of the conversations that have been happening online to happen in these spaces. So I don't know if you know Justin Wanda, for example, the Fake Walk series. She'll be participating in the programming. A-Star, who does Clear the Airwaves, is going to talk to us quite a bit about his process. We're going to be having discussions about emerging technologies, for instance. What's the effect that AI is having on creative expression in general? So more expanded programming, more participation by people, and the curation just means that we're able also to tie things that are happening in our world that are also happening in other parts of the world. There's a conversation that we'll be having with an award-winning author called Amitav Ghosh, who's talking about the climate crisis, but also new ways of looking at the climate crisis. And he'll be joined by a young author from Kenya called Amani Muthoni, who's 15 years old and is writing about climate change. So very exciting programming, and I can guarantee that there's something for everyone.
There will be something for everyone.
There will be something for everyone.
Yeah. I love the fact that the participants are coming from all over, from all over the world, as you've just mentioned to us. Like, just how important is that for our local authors as well, to get to network, and for also the ones who are coming from outside to also get to network, just how beautiful is that, and just how important is that for authors to come together and get to network, getting ideas from people from all over, from a different continent from you. Just how important is that for a writer?
It's super important, because I think we know that one of the fundamentals of good writing is that you have to read, and reading as widely as possible gives you a more informed worldview. It wasn't until I myself went to Latin America for the first time that I realized, hang on, the things that are happening here are very similar to what's happening in Kenya. And the distance through exposure to their creativity just becomes shorter and shorter. One of the bedrocks of the experiences that we offer for both writers as well as people who aspire to be writers is masterclasses. So it is very important that people are coming and participating in skills sharing. So Bernardine Evaristo, who, as I said, is an award-winning author, is going to be teaching a masterclass on writing fiction. We have a writer from South Africa teaching another masterclass on young adult fiction. We have a group from BBC Africa teaching a masterclass on reportage and on investigative journalism and how to keep you know, a kind of independent voice when you're reporting. So it's not just a place to come and interact with authors. As an aspiring author, it's also a place to come and pick up skills. Lola Shoneyin, who is one of my favorite people in the world, she's a writer from Nigeria. She runs a festival in Lagos called the Ake Festival. She's coming in as well. And last year, one of the most popular things that we offered was by her, which was a masterclass. And it was taught to people who want to build what we were calling literary empires. So if you want to be a publisher who's also working in a library, but then who's also writing your own work, who's also running a bookstore, I think what we're saying is that there are templates for these possibilities in the creative sector, and we're really in the business of making those possibilities visible to anyone that wants to access them.
Amazing. Now I want you to look at your camera, speak to the person who's watching us right now, and let them know who is open to come through for this festival and where it's happening, when, and the timings.
Super.
All right. Your camera?
This camera?
Yeah.
Karibuni to NBO Lit Fest. My name is Angela Washuka. NBO Lit Fest is a festival of ideas that is anchored in Nairobi's public libraries. We will be at Macmillan Memorial Library, Kaloleni Library, and Eastlands Library from the 27th to the 30th of June. NBOLitFest.com is where you can find all the details, lots and lots and lots of free events. Only registration is required. And the events that we're charging for, which are a small fraction, are 300 shillings a pop. Karibuni sana.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that beautiful initiative, and I hope that you get to do more of them, you know, so that we can continue being a nation that is informed. Because through reading, you get to be informed.
Absolutely.
All right, this is where we put a cap to this particular interview, but don't you go too far. When I come back, I'll be coming back with the sounds of Juja. You want to find out who they are? Stay tuned.
Thank you.
Welcome.
obusumbalano tenyolra omuhana obusumba nafuka lilondo liunyanga omwana indumbu sakunyanya indumba yawefwe bukura norenge bihumbu nyakufyala labole metu mukunda harusinda isanimekuwayo bole butai honeymoon ni Dubai omwana nomule nolenga taisura already sham
ai nesietanawe bakanyanga inefwe fwe exuombire urina bwenyu fuwele fwe nesietanawe bakanyanga inefwe fwe exuombire urina bwenyu fuwele fwe ndakuyanza umhana ndenya umbesie abana ndakuyanza umhana ndenya umbesie abana
gauni ndafutswe suti yanje imali tititi imoni khurake 9 months iliranga kwi exuombire bulina bwenyu buwere fwi nesietsa nawe mpaka nyanga inefwe fwi my number one happy with my number one wanna see the world war one kirahu my number one jirane ukanga lilondo liunyango musumba afukango urango mkhasi umhono mkata nyolro msatsa honeymoon volcanic mountain with my lover honeymoon mumbesio undo rule malava tawe ngane ni huyu natake shukulu shafanda my fantasy indamo para neliandasi oluya lunyatsa marashi
ai nesietana hands up if you're single again hands up if you're single again she wants to be more than a friend kama litoka sirudi na sikulete hands up if you're single again hands up if you're single again feeling goody tonight. Chilling with the boys, I'm feeling so fine, yeah. Nearly surrender last night, but I'm in Bogona, sitaki kudai, yeah. Sina stress, sina mtu leo, nimeachwa, nimeshushwa cheo, hata shingo nitavunja leo. Kama kitu ni mzuri nitapita nayo, oleta mkono shika dimple. Mimi kijana barabara niko single, na ukitaka tuna mingle, but no rush, make I tell you I am simple, yeah. Hands up if you're single again. Hands up if you're single again. She wants to be more than a friend, come on, talk us slow. Star God in a place, Star God in a place, in mama in a place, need me daddy in a place. Hapo nilipo leo, sipo nilipokuwa jana, nitakapokuwa kesho, sipo nilipo leo. Naona mbali, kwa uwezo wa Mungu nitafika mbali, kwa uwezo wa Mungu. Usikome kuomba, mchana na usiku we omba. Usikome kuomba, mchana na usiku we omba, omba. Usikome kuomba, mchana na usiku we omba. Usikome kuomba, mchana na usiku we omba, omba. Star God in a place.
Boy, baby, I know. Too much flow when you bang.
No, si battery zimezima. Sound check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. 1 2. Sound check. Sound check. Sound check. Sound check. Ongea. Endelea tu. Very loud. Ciao.
Nda kufinish kumaiki kubomba nipe dance go that na ka stance so mix na mastingo na mix na mastyle jitope tope vile unataka bora na dance nipe dance nipe dance nipe dance nipe ati nipe dance nipe dance nipe dance nipe rasa mtindo kuzitoka
Tunamaliza show yote by 19. So we only
Unajua, token mita yako inahitaji system update. Ni rahisi na ni free. Ukipata ujumbe kutoka Kenya Power, yani SMS, weka kodi ya kwanza ku reset, alafu weke kodi ya pili ku update. Update token mita yako. Ujumbe huu umeletwa kwako na Kenya Power and Lighting Company.
Kikohozi cha muda wowote, kutokwa na jasho kwa wingi usiku, uchungu kwenye kifua, afya kudhoofika, tafuta matibabu.
Nitabaki kujijutia kwa madhila na dharau pia, na kukubali kutiania, fanya kwa ajili ya jania.
Moja katika amana ambazo Mtume Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam alitusisitizia tuhifadhi ni amana ya kuweka siri.
Baba, najua ukushindwa kunipatia pete ya uongozi, lakini ulihitaji nipiganie, na mimi niko tayari mwanao.
Sasa nani huyo ananitaja masaa? Huku kuje kwa mguu wa shoto ni nuksi tupu. Nani huyo? Jitokeze.
Mwenye ameraukia wapi? Ama mpata na dharura?
Just come clean with her. Hakuna venye minda luzi keja na pia ni lose bibi yangu. No.
Just tell her. A wife is a help. Ama umesahau?
The flight leaves in an hour's time.
So how long will you be gone for?
We can accompany them.
When and I?
Mimi na wewe. Huyu don ananga huruma ama ni aje? I don't need mafia ba.
Why is this bag full of clothes and documents stashed away at the backyard?
Hii mambo ya life insurance unaionaje?
I can share some pamphlets.
Umdhara nukado.
Hapo tutakaokota.
Huyu nilimkuta tu huku.
Sioni tukifanya biashara na wewe.
Hapana mzai.
Mimi ndio nakusainia hiyo business insurance na sio business partner wako.
Hizi maneno zako ndio zinafanya tusielewane wewe.
Do you know how much I've lost?
Pete anakupenda mpaka anakuprotect from the truth.
Yes, this is Entertainment Thursday right here on Good Morning Kenya. And before we get to talk to the sounds of Juja, we are here with yet another artist. And this time round, he is an artist who majorly does his songs in Swahili. And he is a singer, songwriter, and performer. He goes by the name Shine Moses, and he's here just to entertain us and tell us a bit of his journey on music, his musical journey in general. Shine Moses, what's up? Ukoje? Uko mzima? So waweza kutuelezea Shine Moses ni nani? Ongea na wale ambao wanakuona mara ya kwanza.
Kama mapenzi hisia, nipendeleo mpaka kufadia. Usiniache pia, utanifanya nishikwe na uchizi. Kama mapenzi hisia, nipendeleo mpaka kufadia. Usiniache pia, utanifanya nishikwe na uchizi. Nitafurahi ukinipa na katoto, huku nyumbani kakisumbua chumbani. Utanifanya dia, pia mimi nifili nikidume. Kwenye mapenzi ushanipa breki, acha wapambe waonge baby. Mana kwako nishafika lady, mimi na wewe mpaka kiyama. Only you. Siri kureka wabula. Only you. Wansi bawa mara. Only you. It's you. Only you. Jebera kwempita dia. Only you. Jeff boy. 256. Shine Moses again. Only you.
nalemedde okufuna kupalana lundo bulungi bushana nolina nenyaki butambula olinga malayika buli omu yesitala otuwunza bangi wawangula wadde okunyirira bebe wange wesigalangi buli kiseera obeera mutukula.
We really do apologize for that technical hitch. As I was telling you, we are here joined by Moses, and Moses is here to just talk to us about his musical journey. He goes by the stage name Shine Moses. Moses, uko vipi?
Uko fresh kabisa.
Uko mzima kabisa. Kwa wale ambao wanakuona mara ya kwanza, waweza kutuelezea Moses ni nani haswa?
Okay. Moses ni kijana tu msimple, anatoka Kitale, alafu anakaa Nairobi, muziki anafanya Nairobi. So ni ile boy tu ni kustruggle tu na muziki kama kawa.
Yeah. And you know what you introduce, bro?
Yes, yes.
Struggle la muziki.
Yes, ndio hivyo sasa kama kawa. So natakana sasa ikuje kwa sasa iache kwa struggle ikuwa sasa ni beneficiary.
Wewe unakuwa tu honest.
Honest kabisa.
Jichoche kidogo.
Yes, ndio hivyo ndo najichocha. Struggle zinafanya muziki, yani mimi boy nafanya love songs, ngoma ziko poa, kuimbia wale mademu wote warembo, nini kama kawa sinaelewa.
Sio kusema una struggle kwa muziki, bro.
Lakini unajua muziki ni struggling. Sio muziki si kitu rahisi venye unafikiria.
Struggle ya muziki inaingilia wapi?
Sio noma sana, ni mambo ya studio nini na nini. Unajua inastahili ukuwe poa kifinancial nini na nini. Na part so like kama uko poa then unaona una struggle sana kabla ustruggle huko upate ndio ingia studio. Vitu kama hizo bado ndio inafanya muziki inakuwa ni kama una struggle sana ndio uifanye.
So struggle sana ni kifedha.
Kifedha, noma sana, hapo ndo kuna tatizo. Unajua muziki hawezi toka tu nyumbani unaingia studio yenyewe unafanya muziki au sio? Lazima. Na muziki yenyewe ukishafanya yarudisha hela. So kama muziki kianza kwenda fit lazima irudishe, juu hawezi fanya kitu yenye haiwezi kubenefit. So tunafanya tukijua ita benefit baadaye hata kama si size lakini itafanya tu poa.
Okay. So the song that we just got to listen to yako, it's a collaboration with a Ugandan artist.
Yeah.
So weza kunielezea hiyo collabo ilikuwaje na the song Only You ni kuhusu nini?
Okay, Only You ni song nilikuwa naongelea kuhusu mrembo ambaye nilikuwa nampenda na nilikuwa na maanisha ni yeye peke yake. Hakuna mwingine kama yeye, unacheki. Na hiyo nyimbo nilikuwa nimeshirikisha boy wangu kutoka Uganda anaitwa Jeff Boy, ndio tulikuwa tumefanya na yeye. Tulikuwa tumetafutana since I think ni 2022. So December amekam Kenya last month na tukaingia studio na yeye tukafanya. Alipata nisha panga chorus iko ready. So tukaingia studio nikamwambia bro hapa tunacheki inaweza kuwa fresh, akasema mpango fresh unaweza fanya. So tukaingia studio tukafanya, alafu tukamaliza nikatafuta boy wangu anaitwa Damian, yule ndo alikuwa alisimama upande wa video. So ndo amefanya video na nyimbo ikatoka, nikaona wazee wameikubali, wamesema iko fiti, warembo wamekubali, hata wenye si warembo bado wamekubali. So naona kila kitu fresh tu.
Unique.
Noma sana.
Anyway, so with that song, yani ilikuwa unaongea from personal experience ama kulikuwa na a particular mrembo ambaye ulikuwa unamwimbia ama it's just general?
Okay. Wacha tuseme iko kama general because nilikuwa naimbia mrembo napenda, at the same time tena nilikuwa nasaidia wenye hawapendi tena waimbia warembo hao. So nilikuwa tu nikawa nasimamia hao majamaa wote tu, lakini sasa kwa aim ya ngoma yenyewe ilikuwa ni mimi naimbia mtu napenda.
Mtu ambaye unapenda. Unique, kuna mrembo ambaye wewe unapenda, unaweza rushia hii ngoma? Amesema pia alikuwa anatumia wale ambao bado hawajapendwa, so wanasaidiwa kujaribu kupenda.
Wacha nini?
Ama hiyo swali tuulize siku nyingine. Tutaiuliza siku nyingine. So muziki wako, style ambayo unafanya music, wewe unaweza sema ni style ipi?
Okay. Muziki wangu uko na style yenye imefizwa bongo na so like mimi ni Mkenya, siwezi sema tunaimba bongo na mimi ni Mkenya. Zangu inaitwa tu love songs ndo naimba. Juu sasa najua mimi niko Kenya, nikianza kusema naimba bongo inastahili sana mbongo mwenyewe au sio? So mimi zangu nakuanga tu love songs, lakini kuna hiyo fuse ya bongo na ngoma za Kenya, unaona? So yangu inakuanga tu hivyo.
Yeah, so you do mainly love songs?
Mainly love songs.
You just major on love songs?
Yeah.
Okay. So writing process yako huwa inakaa vipi?
iko zangu inakuwa funny kabisa. Juu mimi ukiuliza Niesta producer wangu mwenyewe anakuambia Shine Mosi anakujanga studio kama akona chorus peke yake. Hizi vitu zingine zinakujanga studio, si ati anatoka nyumbani kama nimeandika nyimbo. Mimi nikienda studio bora niko na okay, like topic yenye naenda kuongelea. So natafuta chorus, nikifika studio hizo mambo zingine mimi natengenezea studio tu hivyo. So hata only nimeimba nyimbo mingi sana. Kuna Aisha pia na nimetoa video juzi, bado iko YouTube. So zote tu mimi wanaandikia studio. Si wasiandiki nyumbani na kwanga tu ni kulala na kufikiria vitu zingine, lakini nikienda studio hapo sasa ndo naanza kukumbuka inastahili nifanye muziki.
Okay, so ukishasikiza beat ndo unaweza kuandika muziki.
Bora nikiona chorus naweza enda hata nikapea producer flavor idea ya beat na nini tukafanya. Kiso producer anafanya na yeye ananijua sana, so yeye anajua nikipata Mose hivi akiingia studio yeye kuna kitu atafanya, yeye anajuanga tu yani type yangu, so simpangi hard time sana kufanya na mimi kazi, inakuanga simple. Niza kala ikiona watu tushamaliza ngoma ishaisha hivyo.
Yuni kuuliza msanii swali.
Actually umesema producer nani, maybe you can
anaitwa producer Niesta.
Proniesta.
Kumbe unamjua. So niko na huyo producer na niko na producer mwingine pia naye tunafanya anaitwa Romi. Huyo ametoka Marekani juzi. Yeye amenifanyia nyimbo tu moja juzi tu, hata sasa release bado. Pia naye tunafanya na yeye. So ukiniona Niesta na Romi ni producer wanani understand poa sana. So ndo unaona na try kufanya nao job.
Okay. Yeah. Alright, so what's in the future for
future nikwambia future nataka nikwe noma kuliko Diamond. Yani sasa ni kwesa nikisimama pale watu wanajua Shine Moses Miller anashikilia tu Kenya hivi na nyimbo za love songs mbaya sana. Hiyo ndo future yangu sasa.
Ndio maono yako. Kabisa
na yeye pia uniombee niko hivyo au sio?
Alright. Sawa, nataka uangalie kamera yako uambie watu pale ambapo watapata muziki yako and wewe mwenyewe kwa social media.
Okay, social media naitwa Shine Moses.
Ile kule.
Okay, sure. Kwa social media naitwa Shine Moses. Kila pahali TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, mpaka na YouTube naitwa Shine Moses. Alafu so nyimbo zangu zote ukitaka kupata unaweza zipata tu hapo hivyo. I think ni hivyo tu, kitu kingine sijui naweza sema nini unaniambia.
Hakuna kitu kingine, hata tunakuambia useme asante sana.
So naweza sema tu asante, alafu niambie tu producer manzee mpige vitu noma juu unajua saa hizi lazima tufanye kitu poa, at least pia wa accept kuicheza poa kwenye.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for coming through and all the best in your music.
Okay, thank you so much.
We take a short musical break and then we come back with the sounds of Juja.
Nalemedde okufuna kupalana lundo bulungi bw'oshalina n'olina n'ennyaki bw'otambula olinga malayika buli omu yeesitala otuwunza abangi wawangula waddi okunyirira bebe wange weesiga langi buli kiseera obeera mutukula kirabe bula gwogola sipeeya obulungi businabanako bolaba bebe wange weesiga langi buli kiseera obeera mutukula saba Yesu wange eyamfirira akunkwase bambi togwa
SOJ
Tell me what you do with this index finger. You can go inside your rig and pull this trigger. Multi-purpose finger for my world boss nigga. Baby girl, turn around and wind that figure. Tell me what you do with this index finger. You can go inside your rig and pull this trigger. Multi-purpose finger for my world boss nigga. Baby girl, turn around and wind that figure. Makutesa mina sema tunashinda. Nisha manifest isi ya tunashinda. Girl, kunataka kuwa wina kama chill with us. Yeah, Baby girl, I want to see you theoretically, physically, basically. Make sure that you technically msichana ni wagetically, pretty ethically. Alikuwa rezi zuri, so tabia zake zimekubali. Ethnically, nilichanganya bibi bwana technically. Shuku na kipiga mteja patikani, hatakikani. Pachigala, takichali, yake ajua kupande gani. Pachika pimeja, Johnny Walker na matembe flani. Kayo kukasirisha kama ngwanya ya west. Kama ngwanya, kaunatafuta alida kama follow my way. Come on my way. Kayo kukasirisha kama ngwanya ya west. Kama ngwanya, kaunatafuta alida kama follow my way. Come on my way.
Sick mina zag la vida loca, showing up daily, buda napiga mboka, mziki na kipaji ni ya kukata na shoka, na dribble kwenye beat kama mchezo wa soka, kuningoja chini stop utachoka, imani kwa mizani siku moja nitafoka, focus, misi lose composure, experience ya life hizo kwangu ni exposure, composure nimebobea, verse kidaina kuchorea, kiza ni kuweke ina state of euphoria, sigadano umos, niko busy niko doria, kilele minifike mnikite Victoria, stega sikio kwa makini, hii ni story ya SOJ, mtu some mpaka kwa historia, Rolling Stone, magazines, editorial, kwa kumbukumbu mtu sikize hadi immemorial.
Tell me what you do with this index finger, you can go inside your, we can pull this trigger, my cheap purpose finger for my world boss nigga, baby girl turn around and wind that figure. Tell me what you do with this index finger, you can go inside your, we can pull this trigger, my cheap purpose finger for my world boss nigga, baby girl turn around and wind that figure.
They took my fingerprints. Turns out, index finger kuna fingerprints, multi-purpose with the finger when you blow that do not miss. Told the missus being a friend for my miss, so we won't kiss. A man like me knows a man and he won't this. He'll tell you not nice, he's the man he won't miss. Been a villain long time before I joined Hero League, but I'm playing both sides as a warning, do not this. Yeah, I haven't had the time to break for a second. Time tells a story, I'm a story's over legend. My career is on the verge of a ball Kim Pembe. Can't even describe how it feels in a sentence. My career is on the verge of a ball Kim Pembe. Can't even describe how it feels in a sentence. You say that you love me, is it true? But come to Kejani, baby boo, open gates to your heart and let me through. Nikulipe cash money, revenue. You say that you love me, is it true? But come to Kejani, baby boo, open gates to your heart and let me through. Nikulipe cash money, revenue.
Tell me what you do with this index finger, you can go inside your, we can pull this trigger, my cheap purpose finger for my world boss nigga, baby girl turn around and wind that figure. Tell me what you do with this index finger, you can go inside your, we can pull this trigger.
Okay, and we are now back with the sounds of Juja. They are a band, a musical band, and they are here to talk to us about their newest album, which is actually their debut album. It is their first album by the sounds of Juja. They have told me their names, lakini najua nikisema niziseme nitachanganyikiwa. So I'll just allow you to introduce yourselves personally. Tukianza na nakumbuka yako, Joseph Loss. Yes.
What's up guys? I go by the name Joseph Loss. I represent Sounds of Juja.
Alrighty, next.
Yo, ni Ajeni. Mimi naitwa Makutesa. Nafaa kwa mnanijua saizi, but kama mnijui, we forgive you for today. Naitwa Makutesa.
Alright.
Mimi 1 out of 5 of SOJ. Mimi naitwa Nyasore, and that's what's up. Sounds of Juja to the world.
SOJ.
Alright, SOJ. Iko na sign ama tu
vile tu utafiri.
Nimeonyeshwa bro. SOJ. Alafu Joseph Loss ulikosa memo ya hiyo kofia. Mbona wewe umevaa kofia iko different?
Oda yangu haikufika.
Haikufika yako?
Bana.
So yangu hata haiwezi fika.
Yako inaweza fika.
Alright, so Sounds of Juja, you are a group of 5. Mko watano, sio? So tell me how you came to be. Sounds of Juja ilianza vipi, mlipatana wapi? One of you can tell us.
Tulipatana around 2018. Tulikuwa students JKUAT. So we met as friends. Alafu along the lines of friends, kila mtu alikuwa anapiga usanii individually. So tukadecide tunaweza kama za group ndio to conquer music industry together juu many minds are better than one.
That's true. Yeah. Your journey imekuaje from the time you guys decided to form the group? Makutesa.
Imekuwa tu smooth juu kwanza tulikuwa friends before tuanze usanii. So tulikuwa tunajua how to relate with each other. So vile tulianza vibe ilijipa tu.
Inspiration yenu ni akina nani? Like growing up, who are you guys listening to? Ama hata mkiform the group, nani mulikuwa mnaangalia? Is there a particular group maybe or a particular person?
Mimi naweza sema me myself, me mwenyewe naji-inspire, but there's some people I look up to, but they're not Kenyan. So old school rap, kina Biggie, Tupac, and alafu Kenyan locally, maybe let's say Calligraph.
Okay. Hii look ya Makutesa inanipatia uko fulani.
Hip hop hivi.
Yeah. Is it where the inspiration?
Inspiration inatoka kwa hip hop usually ile 1990s, hivi ndo alikuwa anapiga luku.
Yeah.
Sasa hivyo ndo ikakuwa.
Alright, so Joseph Loss, mko na album mpya. It's your first album as a group together. Yes. Inaitwa 777.
Yes.
Ama sijui kama bado mtu anaweza ita 777.
Vile tu utafeel.
Okay. So tell me about 777. Your album, first of all, your jina. Mbona mliamua hiyo ndo jina ya album?
777.
Joseph Loss kwani aongeangi? Nimemuuliza bro. Joseph Loss ni jibu.
Mimi ndo nimesainiwa juzi.
Okay. Sawa. All right. Makutesa.
So 777 is an angel number, inamaanisha you are on the right path na milango zinafunguka, so muendelee tu hivyo. So tukitoa hii album, it was to signify that tumeleta a new style Kenya na mafans wata vibe nayo na we are on the right path, so that's the name of the album. Yes.
Love it. So Joseph Loss, umeniambia you're a new signee. Wewe umekuwa signed to the group just recently. Tell me about your kukuwa signed, ulikuwa signed when and how?
Kwanza ilianza na ma freestyle. Nilianza kumeet na hao kwa sababu pia walikuwa mabeshte wangu. So tukimeet na hao nilikuwa nawekea mabeats, tuna freestyle hapo na hao, tunapata vibes pamoja. So nikaongea na Makutesa, akaniambia by the way inaweza kuwa fitu kitu joy. Alafu kitu ingine pia mimi usample ma beats. So tukipatana nao most of the time nilikuwa na ma beats most zenye naweza weka, wanazisikiza, tuna freestyle pamoja hivyo. So hivyo ndo vibe come through, wakanisign.
So like SOJ is not yet complete. You're open to sign other people. Mkisikia mseni mnoma, you're open to bring someone else on board?
As for now, we are complete. We are not like looking for other people. It will be like a large group to manage. Alafu adding other extra people wenye hatuna yo dynamic now. Unajua si ni mabeshte. So we relate on a lot of things. So mwenye to relate na yake come anaweza ribio dynamic. So as for now, we are complete.
Okay. So 777, let's get back to 777. It has 20 tracks. Yes. You know, it's an album with many songs. So it has 20 tracks, and in the tracks, you've only done 2 collabos. You know, hizo zingine ni nyinyi peke yenu. Tell me about that. Was that intentional, that you wanted people to just get to hear of SOJ as SOJ first before you doing many collaborations?
Yes, it was intentional. We had planned on doing like 5 collabos, but the other artists were not available on time, so we decided to settle on 2. We give people like a space to listen to us. Before the release of the album, we had not released songs for like 6 months. So what all commissioned wameuliza, when are you releasing songs? But we are compiling the album, so we decided to give people a taste of SOJ and how versatile we are. In the album tumepiga what is out of our niche. Normally si upiga drill, but in the album tume experiment on all types of beats.
Yeah, yeah. And you've done the album within a span of a year. You took an entire year to compile the entire album, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, so how was that for you? And the fact that you decided to try different genres. You know, there's drill in there, there's hip hop, there's another genre nimesikia mnaita Afro swing. Which one is that actually? So there's Afro swing. You've done several genres. So talk to me about that and why you decided, okay, it's for you to be seen as versatile artist, that you can jump on any beat, and how is that working for you?
When we started as drill artists. So akatujua ka drill musicians, but it was much bigger than that. Juu tuki freestyle, tuna freestyle in any beat. Sasa ndo tukaamua kwa hii album acha tuwapatie some versatility, waone SOJ wanaweza wakilisha kwa kila beat. Sasa hivyo ndo tukashoot Afro swing, hip hop na some drill vibes hapo hivyo. That's how it came to be.
Yeah. How was that experience for you, Josie J? Josie Flows. I'm sorry. Yeah, so how was that experience for you?
It was amazing. First of all, because we were going out of our stretch, we were exploring other beats. So it was a new thing for us. It was a new movement, and yes, it came out successful.
Yeah. Muligetaje kupick what song to be on the album? Because I know as artists, mnafanyanga ngoma mara mob, like you record so many songs ziko too. So how did you boil down to the 20? What were you looking at mkichagua hizo 20?
Before the album, we had released EP. It had 7 songs. So the EP predominantly ilikuwa na songs zenye zinayan tumekuomoka. Like the album was named SOJ to the world, so we were yearning like sound yetu ifike maybe to the world. So for 777 we were picking songs that attract emotions, like not just songs ngoma unaweza sikia useme it's hip hop but you're feeling something inside it. So if you listen to the songs, there are songs that make sense, there are songs that you can listen to with anyone and atakwambia lyricism iko hapo ndani si mbaya. So our album mainly, Year 777, was an album based on emotions, like where we want to be.
Okay. And working as a group, how do you settle on the songwriting? Do you have a particular person in the group who does the songwriting, or all of you just get into the writing of the song?
Collectively, kila mtu akona role yake. So Josie alisema hiyo sample beats. So anyone can come up with a beat, but Josie mainly is the one who comes up with a beat. So when he samples a beat, he sends the beats to all of us. Alafu, we do individual writing. Kila mtu kando. We agree on the bars, maybe 16 bars, 8 bars. Then we meet, practice, alafu we record. So it's not hard to write a song. Alafu sahi, vitu ni digital, so meeting is not hard. Zoom, nini, kupatana si ngumu.
Yeah, si lazima mpatane like in person. You can
vitu zifanyike.
Yeah. Okay. So now as a group, like, where are you seeing yourselves? And have you looked at the, normally groups tunaonanga zoo come pamoja and then they work for several years. Sometimes they break, sometimes they decide to take a break by themselves and then get back together. Is that something you've thought about, or it's not anywhere in your thoughts?
I wouldn't say, okay, I wouldn't say like we won't break up or people won't venture to like other heights due. Already everybody mwenye ako hapa, we have the same goal. See what we want greener pastures. So if somebody gets chance ya kufly na he can go, hatuwezi clip wings zake. So we just give him the space. Bora tu you're grounded to home. You're grounded to SOJ. That's all that matters.
All right, as we wind up, nataka tuongelele Index Finger very fast, which you have released the video. Josie, do you mind talking to us about Index Finger?
Index Finger, I'm not in the song, but it's a great song. Maybe Makutesa can highlight more.
Index Finger, we decided to introduce a new genre, the Afro swing vibe, and see how the fans will react to it. And luckily enough, they liked it and waka vibe to the song. Yeah, so that's the reason why I decided to start Index Finger as the first song in the album.
Okay.
Yes.
You can tell people where to find the song as you perform it.
The song is on every streaming platform at Sounds of Juja. Kila mahali ukisearch Sounds of Juja SOJ utatupata hapo hivyo.
Okay. Sawa. So we'll get to listen to SOJ's Index Finger right now, and then we come back and wind up on the show. Unique?
SOJ. Tell me what you do with this index finger. You can go inside your rig and pull this trigger. My cheap purpose finger for my world boss nigga. Baby girl, turn around and wind that figure. Tell me what you do with this index finger. You can go inside your rig and pull this trigger. My cheap purpose finger for my world boss nigga. Baby girl, turn around and wind that figure. Makutesa mina sema tunashinda. Nisha manifest this ya tunashinda. Baby girl, kunataka kuwa wina kama nchi with us.
Baby girl, I want to see you theoretically, physically, basically. Make sure that you technically msichana ni wagetically, pretty girl. Ethically alikuwa raised vizuri, so tabia zake zimekubali. Ethnically nilichanganya bibi bwana technically. Shuku na kipiga mteja patikani, hatakikani. Pachiga hataki chali yake ajua kupande gani. Pachika pimeja Johnny Walker na matembe fulani. Kayo kukasirisha kama ndwaini ya west. Kama ndwaini ya kaunatafuta alida kama ni follow my way. Come on my way. Kayo kukasirisha kama ndwaini ya west. Kama ndwaini ya kaunatafuta alida kama ni follow my way. Come on my way.
Sig mina zag la vida loca, showing up daily, buda na piga mboka.
All right, that is the sounds of Juja, or you can call them SOJ, and that is the first video of the album 777. It's called Index Finger. You can go check them out on their social media platforms as SOJ. This is where we call it a wrap. Unique the DJ, thank you so much for giving us great music. My name is Vivian Degwa. Right now, we hand you over to the National Assembly for the Finance Bill debates.
This World Blood Donor Day, join us in celebrating 20 years of giving. Thanks to blood donors, I'm here today. Your donations gave me a second chance.
Baba,